When the COVID-19 crisis hit, I think most of us were thrown for a loop. Our lives as we knew them were disrupted. And from the beginning, here at New Community, we have tried to care for our people holistically. We've done so spiritually through our daily devotionals, our bi-weekly prayer times, and our Sunday services. We've tried to do so practically through the creation of the ACTS Fund, which was established to help people with short-term financial needs. And we've tried to care for people mentally and emotionally through these mental health moment videos. Now, over the last several weeks, we've covered the topics of loss, loneliness, finding balance, and being supportive. And today, we're going to talk about worry and anxiety. Now, often we use those two terms interchangeably, but they're actually different. First, we tend to experience worry in our heads and anxiety throughout our bodies. Now, I don't know about you, but over the last few weeks, I've had a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders. I've woken up in the middle of the night with racing thoughts, unable to get back to sleep, and that's because of the physical impact that anxiety can have on us. Next, worry tends to be specific, while anxiety more general. So you may be worried about your job in the short term, but anxious about the long-term financial security of your family. Worry tends to be verbally focused, while anxiety consists of more mental imagery. And it's this mental imagery that causes an increase in our cardiovascular response, which is, again, why we experience anxiety physically. Worry can trigger problem solving, but anxiety does not. So as an example, you might be afraid of catching COVID-19, and that leads you to take reasonable precautions. Whereas anxiety about the disorder or the illness is just like a hamster wheel spinning round and round. And feeling anxious is not the same as anxiety. In certain intensities and durations, anxiety is considered a true mental disorder that requires treatment and or medication. While we all feel anxious from time to time, we all don't have anxiety. Now, there are ways that you can cope with worrisome thoughts and anxious thoughts. And the first is to take a break from the news. I think we've mentioned this before, but it's really important to limit your news sources to just 2 to 4. And it's important also just to check the news a couple of times a day, rather than being bombarded constantly with bad news. Next, you can actively identify and challenge worrisome thoughts. One of my favorite Bible verses is 2 Corinthians 10:5, and the latter part of that says, "Take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ." So when we truly grab a hold of our thoughts and examine them, we can manage them much better. Next, you can use relaxation methods, such as progressive muscle relaxation, stretching, and deep breathing. And those things can help combat the tension that you may feel in your body, the shallow breathing that we tend to do when we're anxious, and they can just help us relax overall. Next, listen to music. When you listen to music you enjoy, it releases endorphins, which increase your mood and make you happier. And finally, talk to someone. This is another one that we continue to mention, but it's important to talk to a friend, a family member, a pastor, someone else here at the church, or maybe even a mental health professional. There's an adage that says, if you can mention it, you can manage it. And I think that just shows that when you can mention your thoughts, your anxious and worrisome thoughts, you're much better able to deal with them. And finally, I'd like to leave you with another one of my favorite Bible verses, which is Matthew 6:34. And it says, "So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today." Now, I don't know about you, but the trouble today of just worrying about COVID-19 and its health implications, its economic and financial implications, that's enough for us to deal with today. And I think we can leave tomorrow to the Lord. Amen. We love you, and we're here for you.